What if you could actually see how stressed or regulated your nervous system is? Not guess, not assume, actually measure it. Because your nervous system controls everything: sleep, digestion, behaviour, emotional regulation, immune function, hormones, energy, healing. And here's something we explain to families every single day at House of Chiropractic. Every member of the family experiences stress differently. For one person, it may show up as anxiety and overwhelm, and for another, it might be digestive issues, headaches, fatigue, sensory overload, poor sleep, or just simply feeling off all the time. And that's why we use Neurological INSiGHT Scans. These scans help us objectively assess how the nervous system is functioning and adapting to stress. They are gentle, non-invasive, safe for babies, children and adults, and they give us a much clearer picture of what may be happening underneath the surface. So we use 3 different scans together because each one looks at a different aspect of nervous system function. The first scan is called the NeuroThermal scan. This scan helps us look at how the autonomic nervous system is regulating the body and how the brain is communicating with organs and tissues. We gently roll the scanner up either side of the spine, measuring temperature patterns from left to right. What we're looking for is balance and symmetry. Because when stress patterns or neurological interference are present, communication through the nervous system can become uneven. And this may correlate with challenges involving digestion, immune function, chronic stress patterns, sleep issues, hormonal regulation, and more. Even babies can show these patterns. Sometimes we scan a baby who struggles with reflux, feeding difficulties, constipation, or poor sleep, and parents are surprised to see how stressed their nervous system is. And then we have the surface EMG scan. This scan measures how much tension and stress is being held within the neuromuscular system and how efficiently the body is using energy. One of the most interesting parts of this scan is the shape and the pattern it creates. So ideally, we want to see balanced energy and stability through the midline of the body. But many people today are either completely wound up or completely worn out. Some children show extremely high tension patterns, and these are often the kids who are on all the time: busy brains, sensory overload, emotional outbursts, difficulty switching off. Their nervous systems are working overtime, and busy brains means busy bodies. Other people show exhausted patterns where the body simply has very little reserve capacity left. We often see this in burnt out parents, teenagers under chronic stress, people dealing with hormonal challenges, chronic fatigue, headaches, tension, or ongoing emotional overwhelm. And many families are actually a combination of both, wired and tired at the same time. And then there's the NeuroPulse scanner. This scan helps us see how adaptable your nervous system is. It helps us understand how well the body can shift between stress mode and calm mode, between the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal. A flexible nervous system should be able to move smoothly between those states depending on what's happening around you. But many people today are stuck with the accelerator constantly pressed down. When this scan is low, it can suggest that the nervous system is spending too much time in survival mode, fight or flight, hypervigilance, stress physiology. When it improves, it often reflects better adaptability, resilience, and regulation. And this is why these scans matter so much for families, because stress doesn't skip anyone in the household. For babies, stress may show up as feeding challenges, unsettled sleep, tension, colic, or difficulty settling. For toddlers and children, it may look like sensory struggles, emotional dysregulation, recurrent illness, constipation, poor focus, or behavioural challenges. For teenagers, we often see overwhelm, anxiety, fatigue, headaches, and emotional exhaustion. And for parents, many are just simply surviving, running on adrenaline, poor sleep, and chronic stress for years. But here's the really important part. Families do not heal in isolation. When one nervous system is dysregulated, it impacts the whole household. Parents become depleted, kids become harder to regulate, the home can feel tense, reactive, and exhausting. But when nervous systems become more balanced and adaptable, families often tell us the whole environment changes. The home feels calmer, kids regulate easier, parents have more patience and capacity, sleep improves, and stress feels more manageable. And one of the things families love most about our INSiGHT scans is that we're not guessing. We establish a baseline, we track progress, we reassess over time. So instead of wondering whether things are changing, we can actually measure shifts in nervous system function as care progresses. That clarity is really powerful because sometimes families have spent years searching for answers, and for the first time, they finally feel like they can actually see what has been happening underneath it all. So if you've been wondering where to start, maybe the first step is simply understanding how your nervous system or your child's nervous system is functioning. At House of Chiropractic, we care for babies, children, teenagers and whole families because we know the nervous system affects every stage of life. And when the nervous system is supported, well, everything else has a better opportunity to function the way it was designed to. So if you'd like to learn more about neurological INSiGHT scans, or you'd like to book an assessment for yourself, for your family, our team would love to help. Reach out to us anytime or visit our website to learn more. Sometimes the biggest breakthrough is finally stopping the guessing and start with some clarity.